call myself not because I'm not as, district and academicians and professionals like researcher and social worker. I would like to call myself as a practicing forester. So that appear to be low God, so at least we could practice something if that is really useful for society or ourselves. So all the distinguished guests presented here for today's National Conference on Biodiversity and Climate Change, especially our veteran environmentalist and senior Professor 𝗘𝗶𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, with whom we have a lot of connections still when I was in Pollution Control Board. Founder of this august organization, Srimati 𝗘𝗚𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and you know that how for so many years the organization is working really for the cause of environment and conservation and other issues which are connected with the environment and public health. So usually many of the organizations, what I seen in my career, that many of them, they are just for the greenwashing kind of thing, yes, just doing something. But this organization among them, that where really they are caring and concerned about the nature, about the environment, about the public health. So I am thankful for her to giving me this opportunity. And another distinguished judge, Professor 𝗕𝗵𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, highly academic personality, with whom also we have all connection, and my colleague from Forest Department, Dr. 𝗘𝗚𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and another, eminent personality and academician which whom I have listened, Dr. 𝗖𝗵𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and all other staff or organization member and all other participants from different parts, including media people. So it's really privileged to be among you and interacting about the challenges of biodiversity and climate change. Really a very big subject, very big subject. In fact, it's not very easy to speak. So what to speak is very difficult, and when you have personality and academician are available here. Anyway, since this is the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and all these things, so I will try to give a little bit, because we have all, we have all some common objective that how best we can do, how best we can deliver, how can best we achieve the lasting goal of sustainability and the protection of environment, conservation of resources, and how to meet the challenges. So only thing that we have all different ways, but maybe I may be taking this is route, but certainly the purpose is certain. It may happen. So I will try to do that kind of non-conventional report kind of thing. You just see, to start with, actually, I am really thankful, I think. Mr. Annamaya, I think you have to confirm whether this, this thing on cloth, I think. No? So this is the really one thing which I have noticed that usually, you have seen that this is the really a tradition, what we are now doing, wherever any banners are there, we all 𝗕𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 banners are there. We have a huge number of 𝗕𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. When we always talk of the conservation, environmental conservation, what we do that thing. So I think the starting of what they call the practicing, that it starts from the home actually. Charity begins at home kind of thing. The organization doing that thing, it is a very small thing, but it is a very big thing. If you see that they are concerned about that thing. In what way it is concerned that, no, there are two things. You are using a resource which is recyclable, which is reusable. You are providing at least employment to one person who has written that painting and all these things. He got opportunity, livelihood, this thing. If everybody will start doing that thing, to some extent we can give that kind of opportunity because we have resources. So he will have that kind of, to some extent. It is a kind of ocean, a drop in the ocean, but even that drop counts. So this is just example I am saying. So I am really I appreciate the concern and really what you say, when the people do a lot of greenwashing, but these are the action this speaks. So that is one thing just to start with that. So that's why I say I'll just go offline, not okay, because all we have given a lot of this thing, and this is the time of your Google and the time of AI. You write anything, you just get everything. So I think everything is there, but even then, all really like they are the big ocean of knowledge and experience, and you have to, whenever they deliver you something, it is for you to how you choose the pearl of wisdom from them. It depends on your individual person to person. What is your object? What is her object? What is her object? Maybe she or he may be having some other idea to want to with this today's workshop. Not only the certificate and all these things that you are referring morning. Yes, that is also required. Certificates are required. Some transportation charges also required. Certificates required because they have to also upgrade. They have to strengthen their biodata. That is also required. But finally, whether you are taking back something or not, though, that is the, I think, I urge all of you, I exhort all of you, just whenever that at the end of the day, you should be able to take something. Certainly with today's conference, I has taken this kind of one agenda for yourself or myself. So that is one thing. So coming to little bit subject point of this thing, I think the 1 hour, I think, see that we basic the data set that in this 1 hour, we have added around 9,300 another human being into the earth. The date say, at every second, 2.6 human beings are again getting added to that thing. So we are having around 8.2 billion population. So it is where the we are the problem, if you really say. If you talk of biodiversity, if you talk of climate change, we are the problem and we are the solution. But that problem, can you stop that problem? No, because we have to do our, I think, each species has to survive. So unless they procreate and all these things, in that day, there is no reproduction, that will not survive. So that is an inevitable part. So if that is the part, so what are the other part that we can meet those challenges, and how beautifully and how meaningfully and how effectively. So that should be the reason for that. See, as per the Professor Reddy has given that there are a lot of factors are there that biodiversity is getting, depleted. Lot of, even still, I think, maybe approximately around 20 or 30% of our biodiversity is still unexplored. Still we don't know whether it is Amazon or the deep sea. If you really see, still they are to be explored. We don't know how many species are there. Maybe some plant species or maybe some aquatic species, they may be having the spectacular features which is unexplored. So even for this I am talking, maybe it is a rough estimate. It is not because we can't have an actual, but it is estimated that maybe around 25 to 30. I may be corrected in the, I think somebody has the correct data. But at least 30% of our species, plant, animals of various sizes, they are still, we don't know their name. Every year, that's why I say, we new species is discovered, new species. Professor Dr. Tulsi Rao is known that he has also discovered so many species from the Nallamala area. So that being the state, and if you know that the current IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, every time they make a list which is called IUCN Red List. So currently there are around 163 species, all plant, animal and all these things of all sizes, all kind, which are in that red list as the threatened species, and approximately 25%, maybe around 45,000 of they are in the threatened species. It means, and every year this threatened mean our activity, our action, and our activity action, there are two categories. Our activity, they are genuine because we are increasing population, you want to have land, you want to have resources, you want to have food. So which are now, you have the land, it is not increasing. So once the land is not increasing, so pressure will be more. More number, more pressure. So you can't avoid that thing. So the question comes then, what are the other things? So there is a need kind of thing, but another part actually, which you also, the Gandhiji also said, there is a part of greed. Which part, maybe if you just for example, if the 25% is the greed, so at least we have this part 25 which we can control. But then who will control? Who will build the cat? Everybody, I want more money, I want more land, I want more resources, I want money and resources for my 10 generation. Then we talk of biodiversity, we talk of climate change, we talk of natural resources. That kind of thing not happen. So this I am trying, that's it, I will just try to take from the other side. So if that is the case, then how to do? Okay, Professor has given a lot of these things, policy changes, yes, they are required. But finally, it comes down to the individual action or organizational action or the governmental action. To that part, that's why it's still, what are the loopholes in each part? It is again a big science, big topic, and huge time is required. So I will not go into detail that thing. Even the biodiversity also, if you really see, 40% of our biodiversity, our livelihood are only dependent on the biodiversity. So it means we are exploiting. Without that, we cannot take. If you don't exploit, our livelihood get affected. So whether it is fish, whether any resources, so our 40% of the world income, I mean direct or indirect, they depend on the resources. Either different kind of resources, be it a crop like fish, anything which for our income generation, apart from food. Food will come later on because that is related to again income. So just I am trying to just touch that part of things. So there are the factors which is visible factor of, which are the visible factors which are causing loss of biodiversity, which is ethical, that we are cutting forest, obviously biodiversity getting lost. We are doing developmental work, biodiversity getting, this is a visible thing. So are the impact are visible, as we have recently done. There are floods are there are avalanches are there. These are the visible this thing. We know that we talk a lot of hue and cry, we start putting a lot of government, they become active, NGO become active, personal level we also become active. We start doing a lot of that thing. These are the visible, but are the invisible, which are not seen. As Madam was saying also, she was also referring the climate change. If you really see, if you have noticed, I think, I don't know. See, that's why I say there are certain indication or certain character or symptoms which are non-visible, which are not, but they are now sitting. Climate change, that is important. You might have seen the change of weather, very really, which nobody bothered because it is not affecting anybody. If you see the last 3 months, if you just check up with your colleague and yourself, how our health, especially related to cold, related to cough, related to fever kind of different thing. In these 3 months actually, if you talk your friend circle and all these things, how the number was so increasing, nobody bothers. And because this is it is indirect kind of thing, nobody bothers. Only the person who is getting benefited, the doctors. So you go repeatedly going that thing. My personal case I am sharing, and that is, I say really that thing. With God's grace and all these things, till 60 year, 2 months, 3 months, I have never admitted into hospital. And this time, for the first time, because of the cold and all these things and respiratory infection, I had to rush to hospital for 3 days. So that itself is an indicator that yes, something is going, this is not visible, but that impact is there. And if you see the impact, you say it is go unnoticed actually. Health part, it go unnoticed because everybody is individually suffering. So okay, I will take care, I will go to hospital. And if you see that this is where we can afford that thing. If that thing happened at the lower level or the low income group people, how they are affected. You can imagine that thing. You just check up when any of your servant or maid, if they are getting affected, how much the pressure is coming through. This is the indirect thing which is affecting that thing. I am just trying to put an example of that thing. So finally, so this is the actually right time when this kind of seminar or symposium I will not take much time because a lot of other speakers are there. They will give you very good detail and very authentic and required information about the factor. This is a very big subject, both are. But it is a challenging subject. So what finally comes that how best we can do. See, there are mechanisms of doing that at every level. The organization like CGR, they have also a novel way of doing that thing. Then for that, when I just recently 2 or 3 times we have interacted, when I have participated in their organization at 𝗏𝗏𝗏 actually, which today also I am doing in the afternoon. So they have started a very noble this thing of making people aware through teachers and all these things. This is a unique, but it is a very effective, and why I say very effective and the noble initiative, why I am saying. See, so people like me, people those sitting in this thing who have crossed more than 50, so whatsoever our action or this thing, it has very limitation. We can do or because we don't have that much kind of energy. Though we are not, people nowadays 70 and 80 also they are active, that different thing. But they have seen much of their time, so not much of action they can do. Instead, they can give lot of guidance, their experience, their knowledge that can be used for various other purposes to mold the other system into some workable solution. So, but what they have done, I mean, their Earth Leader program where they targeted teachers actually who are the, I mean, really the change maker in the society. Because, and through teachers, when the teachers are giving education or awareness to the children or students, that is where actually this is the close to my heart, this kind of activity. That's why I was appreciating every time this is the really work which you are doing. Why I am saying, see, all those are sitting in the last benches because they have different kind of, I think, objective. They may be having, yes, we have different type of this thing, but finally, once it comes, because for them, they have at least 60 year onward now time for that, 60 to 70 average. But maybe at that time, again, average go, I mean, your lifespan go, this go more than 90, 80, and you put 70. So I am just putting an average, you have at least 60 to 70 years more work to do. So you are the target for that. And for me, I will put, you have heard the name, I mean, in the finances, you have heard the kind of thing, no? Mutual fund kind of thing. And we say mutual fund, SIP system is there. You say the SIP. So stay invested for 10 years and you get after that, you good. Similarly, the pension plan ఉంటాయి కదా దీనిలో ఓకే మీ 20 years దాకా అంతా చేస్తే తర్వాత మీరు కనుక కూర్చోండి హాయిగా మీకు ఒక పెన్షన్ వస్తుంది. So I think this is in the another way, it is also kind of a initiative or action where we are investing in the youth or prompting or exhorting them to invest their time, their energy, their concern toward environment in such a way. Suppose in the coming 20 years or 15 years, you have taken some concrete action, some good action for environment. After that, it pays yourself because it becomes your lifestyle, it becomes your way, and you start, I mean, giving for the posterity, it becomes a very good kind of sustainable action. Certainly it is going to, and I think the program like this where you are really involving the student, involving the teachers and other, I mean, light-minded who are really caring and concerned about the environment. So it really helps a lot. And I compliment actually CGR for organizing this kind of this thing, which is really a very good initiative and which is really a long-term, I think, yielding. So it is going to give a fantastic result in the, I mean, future. So with that, I think the coming session you have lot of professional this thing, lot of, I mean, good information for regarding your climate change, regarding your biodiversity, how best you can do. So you please choose yourself. You select, maybe out of people, the 50 people are there, maybe 10 people, they got really motivated, they have something. So you please choose. What I say that pearl of wisdom you have to choose as per your interest, as per your choice. Some may be in research, some may be in some social work, some may be in other kind of this thing where you can contribute for better future, better environment and better sustainability. So please take this thing, and I request, I think maybe they may be having a kind of feedback. So please take a feedback kind of thing, so what they are going to take away from that thing. So it will help actually us also, for them also to, I mean, again change, or if any further changes are required for such kind of seminar, which is that is a feedback mechanism, very good required, very much required, and that is also helpful for our future planning. So with that, I will not take much time, and I think we should use very, I mean, best of such opportunity wherever the information and all these things required. So please do some actionable point and make some that thing so that you can really say, yes, today's seminar, I have taken this and I am going to contribute from my side from that thing. So with this, I really thank all the organizers and all that for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.